Hello, welcome. We're live once again. If you're joining us on the Modern Mystery School podcast, and welcome, or you might be watching us on the YouTube channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And today we are joined by the lovely Christine. How are you, Christine?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am extremely intrigued to find out about your story because I know that you come from a very sciencey background. And so how did a scientist end up at Healers Academy?
Well, it was interesting because I had been sick for several years, and I had been to all the doctors, and I really believed in science and medicine. And when the doctors, I had a team, and when they finally pulled me in and said, "There's nothing we can do for you," I was like, "This can't be the rest of my life." And so I was just kind of searching around and trying different things. And when I came to receive the life activation, I didn't expect anything to happen. I just wanted some level of relief. But for me, it was a very noticeable change. And I started to get more sessions and more healing, and I noticed more changes. And then I did Empower Thyself. And I started to use the tools in my daily life, and I started to really heal. And so my scientific brain was like, this is all bullshit. This cannot be true. I'm going to go learn how to do a life activation and prove this is bullshit. So I showed up to Healers Academy with that intention in mind and completely was blown away. In Healers Academy, they're teaching you the life activation, and there's like structures that I had no idea existed on the human body, but I could feel them. And I was having this experience which I had no context for in my scientific paradigm, and it completely shattered it.
Love.
um, yeah, and the last day of Healers Academy, I was kinda sitting there just kinda like my brain exploding, like, "What just happened to me?" And so, I started to allow that possibility for something else that was not in the data to be part of my reality. And so it just shifted my entire life for the better, and so I'm very grateful for that experience.
Oh my goodness, this is so inspiring, I think, for a lot of people out there who have that scientific, logical mindset to possibly be open to something else, you know?
Yeah. And I think the thing that was really, like like a big contrast for me was there's a lot of things that are out there that you have to believe in for it to work. I did not believe in this. I had no belief in this, very skeptical, but it still worked. And I am here today, still working through the mystery school, a guide in the mystery school, and it works. That's all there is to it.
I love it. Now, can you tell us a little bit about, obviously you went into that temple space with the idea that, okay, this is, this is a bit far-fetched. But can you tell us a little bit about the actual, experience of maybe the energy of or the temple, or did you feel anything or not feel anything, or the teachers? I mean, could you tell us a little bit about that actual 5-day experience, apart, bearing in mind that
Yeah.
you didn't believe in it, which is great.
From day one, I walked in and I felt the energy of the space, and it was something I had never felt before. Um, it it was very magical, very beautiful, loving, compassionate energy, and I almost felt like I could see like these giant angels holding the corners of the temple, and I had never experienced this in my life. And so, as a scientist, my brain is like, my imagination is going crazy right now. But the energy that was coming in, which is so pure and beautiful. And then as we began to learn and work with the energy, um, almost like started to dissolve away something that was holding me back from experiencing things. And so my experience started to grow. And I just was able to, like, I think, just be. Like my mind wasn't really running in all these places. I just was there. And just in that experience of the love and the healing and this soft, gentle, but powerful, beautiful energy that was coming in. And one of my favorite things of that was that there were multiple moments where the teachers were getting ready to teach us something. And like 30 seconds before, it was like I could feel what they're about to talk about. I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was like my memory of these things from, eternity just came up. And then they said exactly the thing. And how does that happen? It was mind blowing.
And as Ipsissimus Dave says, something we can't explain with logic is magic.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic, and it's such a beautiful description. Thank you. And I wonder, would you be able to share, what was probably the biggest shift that you noticed since attending Healers Academy? Was there anything in particular that you noticed?
There's been huge shifts. Coming out of Healers Academy, still with the scientific data mindset, I started to use life activation, still skeptical with it, despite my experience. But I noticed that there were things, as a scientist, I didn't realize how much I had hidden myself behind a lab bench. And so coming out and being in front of people was a big deal for me, and serving people was a big deal for me. And when I had been a child, I loved serving people. My mom and I would go and help people, like cook food for people who needed it, and like really serve the community. But I had some traumas around that had happened, and it had shut me down completely. And so it was safe for me to be behind the lab bench. After Healers Academy, my heart started to open up, and I started to reconnect with that love of service again. And I'm so grateful because I forgot how much I really love it. And so this has been, this whole journey is such a blessing to be able to connect in with that energy and find my voice and find my purpose and be able to speak from my heart.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a beautiful description, and so valuable as well, because for lots of people out there that might not believe in it, or perhaps are the logical, it might just be give them the inspiration just to take that step and just try it in any case, just to see.
Yeah, I would say if you're even a little bit curious, just be open to the possibility, because magic just happens.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you for your time. It's been wonderful to speak to you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on here.
And thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you all again soon.